Hi, this is Mutaba Shremi, and this is the midterm project for CIS 321 class. So today I'll be presenting about face recognition payments. So here's my outline. First, I'll give a brief introduction. I'll talk how it works using the biometrics, and then I'll talk about the facial recognition and briefly how it's implemented, talk about the pros and cons, and then I'll end up my presentation. So, as life changed, this will impact the technology. So more programmers and more people will start coming up with new technologies that will make the way that people live easier. So instead of using the traditional way, using the pen and paper to do some payments and transactions, there is a really secured and at the same time it's more accurate, which is face recognition payments. Face recognition payments use biometrics, and for those who don't know the definition of biometrics, it's measurements and analysis based on people's physical and behavioral characteristics. Face recognition has been out and analyzed for decades. So since 1960, a programmer started program to do face recognition, and the system was just able to recognize 5 objects or 4 objects, which are the nose, the eyes, the ears, and that's it. And then 10 years later, so late 70s, I guess, 2 more programmers were able to make the system recognize more than 20 subjects, such as the hair color, the eyes, the thickness of lips, and some other things. But now it's finally accurate to be used, and it's more secured for financial transactions. Since we talked about face recognition payments, then we should talk about how it works. So first of all, biometrics are a statistical examination to humans' biological data, which can be used to recognize and verify someone's identity, and these biometrics are divided into many sections. So we have some psychological and some behavioral biometrics. So, for example, the finger scan, as you see on the screen, and also facial recognition are some of the psychological biometrics, and the voice tone or the voice scan is one of the behavioral biometrics. So as you see on the screen, the system will be able to actually detect more than different angles of the face, so from the sides and from the front, and it will be really with high quality, which makes it more accurate. It's the same as the fingerprint, but the face has more details, so it's gonna make it harder to implement, but it's gonna be more accurate to be used. So for the facial recognition and the way it's implemented, the system or the application will have to do 2 things. First, identifying and verifying for an individual, and then it will compare the face features. So for verification, an individual will introduce himself to the screen, so there will be a camera and a screen, and then after that the camera will capture his face, and then it will compare it to the other faces features on the database, and then it will be able to give the face that is mostly matches the face from the different angles, and then it will say either yes for verifying or no for denying. And for the identification, the system will compare the face's features and then compare to all other individuals in the database, and it will give the match list. So this is the way